Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Atlacatl and I'm bringing you guys back another Steel Division 2 video. And in this video, we're playing the Steel Division 2 Rookie Tournament, monthly tournament. And once again, we're playing against, this is a game 2 of best 2 out of 3 between a couple hundred games here on the red side and Atlacatl on the blue. With the second game taking place on Osha East. And we're hopping on with the Volsenjäger 4 on balance, a deck that shouldn't have been used in this tournament due to the way I had it structured. And a couple hundred games playing with Task Force Butler on Maverick. So this is going to be the second game of the best 2 out of 3. And as always, guys, remember to like, subscribe if you guys want to see more. And we'll get back to you guys in just a moment as soon as we get done the deployment. So first deployment here, we're deploying somewhat heavy into the town. Deploying a little bit decently into the right hand side with support of a Panzer II. Bringing up some of this Parachute and some of our strong Pioneers and strong Snooznit up to the forest line flag. Bringing up as 2 MGs, Stormtrooping, some Parachutes, and I believe also this very terrible transporter carrying our Pack 40. Something to note about this match is I made a major mistake. I did not look into my division as soon as I started the match and regretted it immediately. Remembering that I had to do some modifications, especially with the transporters here. And a lot of this infantry here has no veterancy. So just keep that in mind when the game goes through. That certain things were left out and we're basically forced to work with what we had. But both MGs are set up right now. They're firing at the convoy of engineers and late riflemen coming in and the cavalry scouts. They're taking heavy fire from the machine gun up in the building. The other MG-42 is also firing too into the center of the town, pinning down the cavalry squad. And the M4A1 is doing some supported fire, killing the MG squad inside the church tower. Heavy combat is happening also too on the right-hand side of the forest, as our Parachutes are engaging some of these engineers and cavalry scouts. The M1 gun 57mm is actually pinned down right now. The Panzer II is trying to clear a path for the infantry. It gets into a nasty gunfight with the cavalry scouts, the rifle lates, but it is not under any threat right now by the M5A1. And slow progress is being made. We are a little bit overwhelmed. We're not going to stand much here on the right hand side as those engineers take out that strong Pioneer. And the M5A1 is moving up closely. We do have these Parachutes with Panzerfaust, excuse me. But it's going to be a little bit dangerous with not many of them being on the field. And this Panzer II is now left by itself. Back to the center as our units collide. These Volsenjäger are being forced to withdraw by that M4A1. Panzer II is being hidden here on the little side of this little building. Not sure what kind of damage it can actually do. 13-11 with a couple hundred games being in the lead. As you guys remember, in the first game we were able to overwhelm him with sheer numbers. This isn't the case in this game. Turret gets stuck on that M4A1 as the Panzer II does some damage to it. It's trying to angle itself to shoot at us. Panzer II is still firing, forcing that M4A1 to fall back. Good job on that Panzer II. Wasn't able to take it out, but was able to get its turret stuck and make it and force it to withdraw. And a couple hundred graves, we're still bringing some reinforcements. Parachute is right now engaging the engineers up close and personal. No action right here on the right. Whoa, spoke too soon. There's a convoy of late riflemen. They're right now getting pinned by the Parachute and the Pack 40, which is fired into this side of the hill line. And does damage to the rifle late. The rifle late is also taking some damage right now here too, on the side of the hill. He is able to capture both flags here with this cluster of units here. These rifle lates controlling this side here. This M4A 105 is also holding this flag with this recon car. Maybe keeping an eye on this open field here, but there's really nothing around. We are able to take back the entire force line that was completely missed. Our Panzer, our Fallschirmjäger are right now engaging the rifle late. As long as we can get them in range, we should have an advantage over them. Vehicle is being ambushed right here on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, I mean, by the commander and the Fallschirmjäger, tearing them apart. But that tank is going to be too much for them to handle right now, unless we can get it into the force line. Ooh, Parachute goes down as a couple hundred Grames clusters up his units right here on the on this flag here, closest to the city. Another Panzer II is being brought up to support the infantry. As in this deck right now, as you guys can see in the build-up, it is the only deck, is the only light vehicle I have to bring up into the match. Anything else is going to be a heavy tank, which puts us at a disadvantage to these lighter units. A couple hundred Grames pushes up on the left when he notices there's really nothing over here on this side except some MGs holding the ground. Fallschirmjäger able to take another flag, bringing the score at 11-13, with us in the lead. More Fallschirmjäger being brought up in case of a breakthrough. Get him, sneak him into these buildings. Their Panzerfaust will be useful against any type of tank. And did that Panzer II just get another one of these things get its turret stuck again? Or did that thing get destroyed? I'm actually not sure, but if it did, that is insane. Oh, and it makes it fall back again. There's another Panzer II over here waiting. Oh, nice. I think that was taken out by the Panzer II, if not by an AT gun. Oh, there's a P-38JF-15 coming in from a couple hundred Grames. It's probably going to bomb that AT gun. Yep, and exactly takes it out. There's no AA to hold it off. And right now we're at the back foot once again, back in the force line as he brings up more armor, more little light tanks, more M4A1s. So the opposite of the match we had before is now unfolding. We're the ones that are completely outnumbered, while a couple hundred Games has the advantage of mass at the moment, and we're completely outnumbered at the moment. Due to our units also being more expensive, but we're holding our own at the moment too. A couple hundred Games is being really messed up by these Panzer IIs, which are doing quite a bit of damage. We'll destroy vehicles there. It looks like a pickup truck. It looks like ours. Fallschirmjäger engaging the rifle late a little too close. They're going to be pinned down. They're going to be forced to withdraw. Panzer II is doing as much support fire as it can. And game is 12-12 with us still being in phase A. And a couple hundred Games is clustering his units here. Again, taking control of this flag in its complacency. Units are unable to get in there without taking heavy casualties. Strong Panzer is being brought up to support the infantry, but it's not going to be able to do anything with the trees being in the way. It needs to either be in the open, or these guys need to come up a little more. And we're still holding the flags here in the center and controlling the flag up here, which is probably why the game right now is 13-11. But a couple hundred Games has captured some flags on the left-hand side too. So it is a dreadful close game at the moment. Fallschirmjäger is engaging the rifle lates, but is pinned down and will likely be either destroyed or will have to surrender. Oh, it's destroyed. Fallschirmjäger squad goes out there to try to take out the M4A1, but backs up immediately as it notices it's going to be completely just shredded to pieces by everything around it. Yep, there's too many units. And in the center, once again, not much is going on outside of a couple hundred Games controlling that one point here, making an insurgent into the town. A Tiger tank is being brought up to deal with the armor that's been built up around here. Going back on this side, the Strong 43 105 25 is going to get ready to fire if anything gets get down that road. Seems like he is aware of it, so he's keeping his units on the sides of things. And the mortar's been brought up as well to give us some supportive fire. Right now, all the attention is on the heavy tanks, as that is what we're going to use to break that armor that's forcing us right now, with the game coming down to 15-9 with a couple hundred games actually in the lead. He is playing on Maverick, so that's going to give him a humongous advantage in the next couple phases. So A and B is where he's going to be most dangerous. We're going to have to survive up till phase B if we have any chance to try to win this, or try to roam them right now, which is unlikely to happen. Panzer II is being positioned to support these infantry here. These Panzer IIs have been absolutely crucial in this match so far. And we got the first sight of problems coming in. We got a bomber aircraft coming up. It's likely going to try to target that Tiger tank, as those two armored vehicles are not going to be able to deal with it. Oh, drops his bombs. Positive hit, but does not take out the tank. Oh, Pack 40 is being overwhelmed by infantry. There is a slight push happening. There is a gap here, which is a major mistake on my part of not putting anything on this side to give us any support fire. So a couple hundred games was able to quickly take advantage of that. We clustered up our units too much towards this flag and did not spread them out evenly around the entire hilltop here. So one thing we don't want to do is get kicked off this hill. If we do get kicked off this hill, it's going to be very difficult to get back up there again. And it's also important to also capture the hills around here as well. Oh, M4 105 is knocked out by the Pack 40, but he has 2 81mm mortars that are going to start working on us pretty soon. And the flag here has been captured as well, as we're able to advance slowly. Recaptured some of the lost ground, bringing the game back at 14-10. Still with a couple hundred games in the lead at the moment. Oh, now it's 13-11 with bringing up one of our beautiful, and I really love this aircraft, these bombers. Out of all the planes in this game, this is my favorite plane. Just love the design on it. And the payload that drops. Oh, doing a lot of damage, pinning down the units. Giving our guys some cover as they advance into the tree line. Tank is burning. I don't remember when that tank was actually destroyed. Might have been destroyed in the engagement earlier. As you guys can see, there's engagements going on that side of the map as well. As major engagements are happening over here on the right-hand side. These Gustari paratroopers are being really harassed by these by that M4A1 destroyer. But with more armor, oh no, that slug just got knocked out. With more armor and more vehicles being brought up, we might be able to deal with them. It is terribly pinning us down right now, but we are making some advances. The game is now 12-12. Another bomber's being brought up to drop some bombs on the M4 destroyer. Ooh, taking out that nuisance, and now our guys can comfortably advance. Oh, Pack 40 is going to have to be working on that other destroyer that's coming up as well. Another Stug is also making its way up. Ooh, crew is panicked, which gives us an advantage right now. But he's able to pin our AT gun as well, making it a... well, nullifying what we just did. Mortars are striking the Panzer II and the Pack 40 in the back. Tiger tank is also engaged in a M10A1 destroyer. Rounds are bouncing off at the moment, but it is dead close. At this range, it's going to knock out the Tiger tank. Great kill on his part. Bringing up one of these Butane Fighter MKX. I'm not sure what it's actually doing. I would think it would actually drop a bomb or hit us with those rockets, but it didn't. Tank is withdrawing a bit as it takes some fire from the tank destroyers. Ooh, round bounces off. Game is close, 12-12. Score is 0 right now. Oh, another tank destroyer is knocked out. Oh, another round hits it. Another cluster of units by a couple hundred games is making its way over here, where the parachute is taking on the machine gun. They're going to try to intercept the parachutes. One parachute squad is here after the Tiger was destroyed. Looks like he hit that unit, and that I'm gonna call it a bomber, is still in the sky. More Fallschirmjäger being brought up to deal with this cluster here, trying to get over from the cavalry scouts and the M1919 LMG. And these guys have been able to make some progress, but at the same time, the flag is still under the control of a couple hundred games, with the score being at 11-13. We are now entering the dangerous phase, where he's going to be at his strongest. And we can just see the aircraft coming into play now. Destroyed the PAC-40, giving us some damage. And that M40 is a little too close. We might try to take it out with the parachute squad, but it might be too late, and they might honestly just be pretty much going to their deaths. Yep, pinned down. It's pretty much over. And some heavy armor is being brought up, bringing up a Panther. This is going to try to help us deal with the armor threat and actually getting something over here to cut off the reinforcements on this side and giving them something to worry about. And these Fallschirmjägers are trying to make their way up in this town. Ooh, that cavalry squad might be cavalry scouts might actually pin down these Fallschirmjäger, and that machine gun might be a little too close. Rounds are bouncing off of there from the Stug M43, but it's not enough to actually get through the machine gun and the scouts. And right now we're taking a beating as he's able to capture the side of the town, but one of these beautiful bombers decides to drop his payload right on top of it. Nice. That wipes that cluster out right there and gives us these parachute the ability to take this flag back again. A rocket assault on one of these tank destroyers, because it's given us a lot of problems. The tank here, the Tiger tank, had been destroyed. There's another Tiger tank that's been knocked out over here. And this Panther tank is going to be required to take on all armor threats on this side of the map, which is going to be taxing on him, I would say the least. More reinforcements as the Panther has been able to secure the flag here, bring the score back to 12-12. Game is dead close. As I said before, compared to the first game, this game is completely different. A couple hundred games did definitely come in with his A game at this one, and he probably wanted some revenge from the last game. Advance is going to be slow, as he's going to have to engage that Panther. And once again, I hate these freaking transporters I have, because they're just beyond crap. They're slow, they take forever to get there, and he's probably going to kill that Panther right now. Oh, never mind. He scores the kill from the M10A1 destroyer. Actually, a really good kill on his part. And he's doing a lot of damage on the left-hand side. Another bomber is being brought up. Probably going to try to get rid of that tank destroyer and get revenge for the Panther. But instead, it doesn't do anything. Well, I like to admire the aircraft while I can. There's an anti-aircraft gun being brought up. That's probably going to do some damage to it. And they decided to relocate his targets. Dropping his payload there. Just look how cool that looks. And it does not get shot down, but it does take some damage. And it knocks out a tank destroyer in the process. There's a lot of units with that tank destroyer, so they're completely clustered around that area. At this point, finally, the PAC-40 decides to show up in this really slow transporter. Able to make some ground over here on the right-hand side, bringing this score at 10-14. Both players, me and a couple hundred games, have been able to make excellent ground, and then both have been able to push on the sides we want to push. That Panther tank's going to be completely dangerous to anything coming down this road. while he brings another aircraft, hopefully trying to take out that that Pack 40, which is right now destroyed his tank destroyer. And these things have been a thorn on my back due to the fact I have no anti-air. It's been mainly I've been focusing on my ground forces. And we capture this point again as this tank destroyer takes some damage, gets knocked out by the Stug. And this Panther is trying to get into range of that Sherman tank over here. And a couple hundred grains is bringing more reinforcements into the mix. Parachutes engaging these FFI rallies. And it looks like the parachute is going to come up on top. Kind of hard to see it from that angle, but you can see it here a little easier. That squad's going to get pinned down and get pushed back. Trying to see if these parachutes are able to take out this tank destroyer when it gets close enough. So far, the push on the left has been stopped, just as our push on the right has also been nullified. We also did miss that aircraft that had strafed and destroyed the Panther tank. So right now, all our armor is basically just being blown apart by air power on both sides. And this is the second game in the Steel Division 2 monthly rookie tournament, Game 2. Just for anybody who's popping into the video a little late, or if they are skipping into the video, just giving you guys a reference of what we're looking at. This is the second game. Another bomber aircraft is being brought up to deal with the cluster of units here. Dropping his payload. Those that machine gun fire is not going to be able to do much. Ooh, pins down those units there. Pushes the front back a little bit. There's nothing really to stop this armor cluster here either. So once again, we're defenseless on the right hand side. And this flag is slowly creeping into our position again. But he decides to bring in more M4A1s with the endless waves of armor that continue pushing into the town. More of these raiders are being brought up to capture the flag. Right now it's 15-9. Changing over to Atlacatl. After a couple hundred grains had a slight advantage, the game is still very, very close. With both of us making excellent pushes and excellent attacks. So both of us are pinning and attacking on different fronts. So nothing is too stagnant at the moment. If there's anything I could say, a couple hundred games could push up a little bit more. My units are definitely a little clustered as well. Ooh, he takes out that Panther, eliminating that threat. Another mortar's being brought up over here to give some supportive fire. A couple hundred grains moves more of his units to capture this flag here, bringing the game probably close to 12-12 again. And his cavalry units are getting close to the town, but get demolished by the Fossenmager Strom Pioneers. And right now, he's putting the pressure on us with his deployment, as the advantage in Maverick starts to show. Oh, we're able to wipe out some of his raiders in this other flag as we start nullifying his left defense. I will say that every single time I'm able to counter one of his plays, he always brings something else to the other angle. So I always have to counter one side and the other. So it's been quite a match. It's completely different than the first one. And we're pushing back over here. Game is now 12-12 once again, being pretty much even. He still controls a salient on this side, as he's also been able to make massive progress here in the center as well. Things are not looking good for us right now. Bomber aircraft once again clears up, destroys another couple units. There's only I would say a commando unit in here, but it has a bazooka, which makes it extremely dangerous. So without infantry, this Panther is in a lot of danger. And he's encircling these guys. He's at 10-14. Oh, we're at 10-14. So we're still up in the game despite the fact that we've lost mass amounts of territory. Another bomber aircraft's coming up. Likely going to drop a cluster on these infantry units here. Oh, does a lot of damage. Pins down most, which is not good for a couple hundred games. Stops the advance right in his tracks. He is able to knock out that Panther with the commander squad due to the fact that there was nothing there for it. Game is still 12-12. No one has a clear advantage at the moment, but we are definitely pushing on the left-hand side now with the sense of more vulnerabilities. These are the only units here on this side. And the center is flooded with units. He's able to cut our units down here and encircling them and capture some of the flags, bringing the game at 14-10 in the with a couple hundred games in the lead at the moment. But as soon as Phase B goes past, we'll be able to deal with him a little bit better. And right now we're pushing these parachute these as far as we can and trying to capture as much ground on the left hand side. And dealing with the cluster here is going to be tough, but the parachute these are able to take out that M4 at close range, knocking it out with the Panzerfaust. It's one of the advantages of these guys. And another bomber aircraft trying to wipe out those infantry units. And they are trying to take the flag as close as they can. Oh, was wrong. It was actually destroying the tank. Huh, don't even remember what I was doing before. But I shoot these coming up close too. Got to be very careful because of that bazooka team there. Able to capture enough ground once again. Game is 12-12 with us making some good progress on the left-hand side this time. Another Panther tank is here. And this is where the BS in this match, I remember this, that comes in. So I ended up losing this match due to a disconnect. Despite the fact the game was 12-12, we were in Phase C, and I was at my strongest at that point with my deployment points. I ended up losing due to this because of my stupid computer crashing. As you guys can see, the game was close, so I'm not even going to front on that part. It really was dead close. There was only a difference maybe about 40-50 points. But I felt like towards the end, I should have been able to capitalize on it. But it is what it is. A couple hundred games takes the second game, and we go into the third game, which will be coming up soon. So this is going to be best two out of three. So I take the first game, a couple hundred games takes the second game. And I hope you guys join us for the third game and the final game of the round 1 of the Steel Division 2 Rookie Tournament. So, as always, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.